Hello, good morning, and welcome to this taste challenge. We have two, excuse my voice, still a little sick, two Kentucky straight whiskeys, both sour mash, and they're really from the Sazerac company, but they're using, you like to use alias names here. Like most of your beer, wine, and liquor companies use all these alias names like Blue Moon Brewing Company, but it's really Coors. Here is Jethro T Boots, claims as Kentucky's finest. Okay. No age statement, so that means it's at least 4 years old. It's from the Legacy Distilling Company, and it's sold exclusively by CVS Pharmacy, so it's a private label brand. Or a house brand. I'm not sure how that should be termed, but it's a brand that only CVS is allowed to sell. And it says that's the contract. And it says on the back, there's a sticker intended to be sold at CVS Pharmacy only. If you see this somewhere else, call this number, and they have a number to call. All right. 80 proof sour mash, aged at least 4 years, introduced 2014. $8.99 a bottle was that price last month. Don't know what it is now. $8.99 plus tax with the CVS card. Here's Stedman Select. Same thing. Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, sour mash. Introduced in 2018. Aged 3 years, it says on the back here. And this one's 86 proof. So it's a younger whiskey by a year at least, but it's stronger proof. And this is from a company called I.W.A. Distilling Company Limited. I.W.A. Distilling Company Limited. Louisville, Kentucky. This one says the Legacy Company, the Legacy Distilling Company, Louisville, Kentucky. Huh? Same town. You say, well, that's the same bottle design. Right. It's the same company. It's Sazerac, but they're using alias name. I can't wait to see these results, says Tab. Oh, thank you. Last time I checked, which was not that long ago, Total Wine and More had this for $19.49. One bottle, this big, huge bottle, $19.49. 1,750 milliliters. It's not a private label. Now, some people tell me Total Wine has their own private labels. That makes sense, but this is not one of those because I've seen it at Walmart. I've seen it at Walmart. I've seen it at Total Wine. So it's clearly not a private label brand. Okay, let's see. No, I don't need to look that up. I want to calculate when I'm looking at the wrong thing. Just what I thought. So if you calculate by ounce, the Stedman Select is actually cheaper per bottle than the Jethro T Boots. So Jethro T Boots was $8.99. Excuse me, but the Stedman Select, if it was in that same bottle size, according to the price per ounce, would be $8.35. $8.35 a bottle. Crazy, right? But true. I see that the Stedman Select is a little darker, but it's aged less. Why would that be? Doesn't it get darker as it ages? No. Look at Ardbeg 10. It's aged 10 years and it's very light. It's the barrel char level that makes it dark or light, okay? If it's a bourbon barrel, which if it's bourbon, that means it's in a new, never before used charred oak barrel, okay? So it's never been used before. The char is fresh. Now, that's going to make a big difference. Secondly, it's the char level. If it's a level 1, it's thin, won't impart a whole lot of color. If it's a number 2, it's a little bit more. A number 3, now it's getting kind of deep. And number 4, it's a very thick, deep char level, which is going to impart a lot of color. It's going to suck up that color in the first 6 months of aging anyway. First year, first 6 months. So it's not going to get darker after 10 years. It's just going to, do other things to it. Okay. So that's the reason I think you're going to notice that the, I can't get the level right. You're going to notice that the boots is going to taste lighter. You're going to taste more corn than char. Makes sense. That's just the way they chose to make it. I don't know why they wanted to make it so light and have so little char on it. I guess when they collaborated with CVS, they told them we want it to be like this, and they said, okay. Age longer, but a lower proof. Now, whoever decided to develop Stedman Select and put it on the market in 2018, we know it was Sazerac under the name I.W.A. Distilling. What I mean is whatever people within the company, whatever creative team, whatever R&D, research and development team came up with that, they decided to make it young, 3-year age, like McAfee's benchmark, but to make it stronger, 86 proof, which you get with something like Evan Williams. So Evan Williams is a 4-year age bourbon, but it's 86 proof. Stedman Select is only a 3-year bourbon, but it's also 86 proof. So it's sort of like they were trying to get a middle ground there some kind of way. I guess it would be a little different. Oh, Drewski Brewski. Hey there, Ronaldo. Cheers, brother. Drinking some benchmark over here. Benchmark. Okay. Don't drink too much. All right. So, yeah, the Stedman's is darker, but it's not way darker. Look, it's just a little bit darker. So maybe they're using a number 2 char, and maybe the Jethro T Boots is using a number 1 char. I just think that's probably the case. But I really don't have any way of proving that. I'm just basing it on what I'm looking at. Now, when I see the light shining at them from there to there, they look pretty dark. But when I hold the boots up to the light and the light shines through it, then it looks quite a bit lighter. It's like more yellow, more gold than dark. So, of course, how the light hits is going to matter too. All right, here we go with the taste, because I got to start working in the yard. Well, smell first. Can't glance at the liquid. I don't want to cheat. I want this to be an honest thing. Well, I wouldn't cheat anyway. If I accidentally glanced at it, I would just start the video over. I've done that in the past. Yeah, it smelled like corn, maybe toasted corn, like you can get in northern Mexico, or at least you could in the past when I went there. They had those homemade snacks. Yeah. Smell like the same thing, maybe a little sourdough bagel, which is somewhat confusing because they both sour mash bourbon, which usually has that sourdough bagel type component thing. Go buy a bottle of Old Crow. You'll see what I mean. Hadn't seen Old Crow lately. Strange. Walmart used to sell it like crazy around here, and so did Mathern's, but maybe it just wasn't selling and they figured, drop it. Like Old Granddad, they don't sell that around here anymore. Used to, a little bit. Not no more. Okay, taste. Of course, I saw old granddad at Rouse's on Saturday last week. So I know it, it's still around more or less. Yeah, charred oak, sweet corn, like sugar water here, like sweet corn syrup type sugar water, honeysuckle nectar. Yeah, it's like stereotypical bourbon flavor, honestly. If you want to say stereotypical cheap bourbon flavor, yeah, okay, still a good flavor. It's just, more sugar oriented than like charred oak oriented. You'll notice some people will say the word orientated. They'll say orientated. But it's really supposed to be pronounced oriented. Charred oak oriented, not orientated. But it's a common misstatement people make. Yeah, these are very similar. If you think you're going to get a whole lot of difference between these, you're not going to. Could they be using the same Sazerac mash bill for both of these? They could. They could have just brought one down to 80 with more water, kept the other one at 86 with adding less tap water. Because at the distillery, they told me that's how they bring the proof down. They just add tap water. I mean, it may be treated through their filters, but it's coming out the tap. And then they do one for 3 years and they do one for 4 or longer. It's the same, could be the same mash bill, same could be like, 70% corn, 15% rye, and 15% barley malt. Malt whiskey. You say, well, could they add wheat? Well, of course they could. Sazerac makes a number of wheated whiskeys like Weller. But whatever they're doing, I see people on the internet all the time say, well, this is a Sazerac mash bill number 2, whatever. I say, well, how you know that? Because they don't release their mash bill. Oh, yeah, what they said, well, this guy writes a blog, and he said, oh, a guy writes a blog. Where's his information coming from? Well, his best friend it works inside the industry. Oh, okay. That's not a reliable source. I'm sorry. Okay. I know a guy whose best friend does something. That's not a source. It might be true, but it's not a reliable source. When I'm quoting these rules about the bourbon requirements, I'm quoting a reliable source, which is the United States Tax and Trade Bureau, which is certainly reliable because they create the rules upon which the definition is based. See, they create the rules upon which the definition is based. It's a primary source. It is not a secondary source, and it's certainly not an alleged source. And I've had people in the past pull an Archie Bunker on me. I say, well, how do you know that? And they'll come back with, it's a fact, look it up. I say, wow, what a way to argue. It's a fact, look it up. Don't think you're going to be on my debate team. All right. And furthermore, why would you get angry talking about bourbon or beer anyway? Like, it's just a drink. It's a product. You drink it, or you don't drink it, or sometimes you drink it. It's the whole concept of getting angry about it is kind of like foreign to my thinking. I'm saying to my thinking, it's foreign to my thinking. Amen. says Drewski. Yeah, so yeah, it's really weird, you know. But anyway, the winner here, well, there's no winner. I'm gonna tell you right now, there's no winner. Like you say, which one's better? Both. Which one's worse? Neither. See? So either choice you make here is a winning choice because they're both about the same price, $8.35 a bottle for Stedman's, which are my regular size bottle, versus $8.99 for the Jethro T boots. The availability. Well, in my town, the availability is simple, easy. I can go to CVS and get Jethro T boots, or I can go to Walmart and get Stedman Select, and it's always in stock. I mean, you know, there could be exceptions, but that's it. It's like I can go to Burger King or I can go to McDonald's. Now, where you live, they may be unavailable, and I'm sorry, they got the same problem here with other products. You can get them, we can't. They got people talking about Genesee beer all the time. Genesee this, Genesee that. I said, well, I can't get Genesee. And the people say, well, why not? I said, because they don't sell it here. You know, I have no influence in the company. I can't demand that they sell it. And anyway, they're not going to sell it here because of me. They need a lot of people to buy it, not me. Yuengling came to this town and they made a splash. They're still selling 9 years later. They got good sales, good sales performance. But you see billboards for Yuengling around. You know, I don't know if Genesee is going to be doing that promo stuff, you know. I need to check out CVS. Yes, I would recommend that. I mean, if you want to try these strange little products. I don't mean they taste strange. They just strange in the sense that you never heard of them, you know. I'm thinking that the strength is going to tip me off. So far, I can't discern it. I can't figure it out. I don't want to call it a tie, though. I don't like doing that. That's a cop-out. In a way, it's a cop-out. It's a cop-out if you do it to try to avoid losing, yes. But if you really can't tell, and if they're even, then, yeah, I guess it's a tie, right? But my record is 3 wins, 5 losses, and no ties. So far, 3, 5, and 1. Not a good record, is it? Okay. But I think that one is reminding me of Stedman Select a little bit. I don't know what it was. Don't ask me what gave you the evidence that broke the ice on this. I don't know. It was like some kind of subconscious perception. It just for some reason it was telling me this is the Stedman's. I meant to say the Jethro T boots. I meant to say Jethro T boots. So it's just something in my mind or in my taste facility. I don't know why I'm pointing to my ears. I didn't hear the flavor, but was something in me saying this is the boots. This is the boots. I know I said Stedman. I meant to say boots. So but in reality, they're basically the same. Basically, essentially, more or less, practically. You get it. I like Stedman's label better because it's got this nice fine grained sandpaper finish. So in a tactile sense, I like the way it feels better. But this one has an even finer grained sandpaper. But I don't know. I like that one. All right, but otherwise, it's a draw. Same bottle design, same parent company, same state, Kentucky, same corporate office, Louisville, same distillery, Buffalo Trace. Yeah, you won't see that on the Buffalo Trace website. Just not the same proof. Maybe that's what did the trick, and I didn't even notice that was doing the trick. But so now my record is 4, 5, and 1. Getting better. 4 wins, 5 losses. Not 4, 5, and 1. 4, 5, and 0. 4 wins and 5 losses. So we're making it. 4 and 5. Now, what about when I do it against Jim Beam? I would hope I could get that right. Then we got Jim Beam Prohibition Repeal Special Edition, Limited Edition from 2018, the 85th anniversary of the end of Prohibition. I hope I get that right. Then we got George Dickel Cascade Hollow and George Dickel number 12, Superior number 12. I'm pretty confident there because it got those weird, George Dickel has that weird Flintstone vitamin taste, which to me is not a selling point. Like, I don't know why somebody would think that a bourbon, or I'm sorry, a Tennessee whiskey, but it's still bourbon. Why a Tennessee whiskey should taste like Flintstone vitamins, but it's pretty noticeable and it's pretty weird, man. So that would make it, let's see, 4 and 5, 5 and 5, 6 and 5, 7 and 5, 8 and 5. So I could finish 8 and 5. I don't think I skipped over anything. Is it possible I could have a bourbon that I didn't think about that I'm overlooking? It's possible. It's possible. But I don't think that's the case. But I mean, I've been known to overlook stuff in the past just on accident. All right, but after that, let's take a trip to the north, the Great White North, the Dominion of Canada. I got Canadian Peak, introduced in 1961, ready to do battle against all the other Canadian whiskeys. Oh yeah. And then it's over the ocean to Ireland. I like the way you stroke them bottles, boy. Yeah, because that's my friend. I'm petting them like a pet. They're like my pet, like a cat. Come on, kitty. Oh, you so cute. Oh, you so cute. All right. Gonna snuggle up with these. All right, y'all take care now.